Hello my dear friends, this is a PaintyKat. My name is Catherine. Welcome on my new tutorial. This is a demonstration version of it, a real-time tutorial with all explanations about technique and colors you can find on my Patreon. This tutorial available for anemones and roses. Here on a demonstration tutorial, I can explain some main moments we have to remember while we creating this type of landscapes. I'm painting on a paper and this is paper textured as a canvas, so you can see effect while I'm spreading acrylic on a surface. It's really making texture, canvas texture visible. Right now I'm just planning main values. On the center we're gonna paint waterfall, really beautiful, and I like to give this landscape tropical view, means color is gonna be deep but not dark, not black. We still will keep all those adorable juicy colors like dark green, dark blue, but no any grayish moments. Also about brushes, for this tutorial today I use lots of flat brushes, and you can see from the start mainly I'm going vertical direction with any type of brushes. Doesn't matter if I'm using flat brush, really big one, a wide one, or not that wide. If you have a wide brushes, as I started with, by the way, it's from IKEA set, really affordable price and I like quality of it. First I got it from IKEA for my kids, and as soon as I tried it I noticed quality kinda good, and sometimes it's really handy on some moments. So here, while we're creating on the painting level, just planning colors, values, some future areas to detail, white brushes really helping to us to create, to go through the underpainting step really fast. With the smaller brushes we can control some mixes maybe we don't like on paper, and you can see I'm not mixing colors too much on palette. Of course I'm taking 1, 2, 3 colors and top a little bit, mixing just with small number of motions on palette, but most mixing going on a paper. It's important because when we're mixing really well on palette, we're getting one single shade. It's like very good mixed, for example, violet and white. You'll get light violet. We don't need it. Instead of it, try to get like violet and white, tap a bit, just a tiny bit on palette, and go on a paper. You will see stripes like dark violet and white will be visible as stripes on a paper. That's what we need to. This way colors still showing to us their real beauty. We're not getting like light, almost colorless violet. No, we're still taking deep, juicy, beautiful violet and white with it. We can mix any colors on palette you like. As for me today, you can see I took a blue, violet and a green. And personally for me, as I told you, I like to create a view of tropical forest. So for me, it's a cold tone green plus violet. I like how they sitting together on the painting level. And right now, I already created tiny areas on a left coast and a right coast as a sky area still visible on top, and under it it's a very deep. It can be like a stones there, it can be like a trees there. We don't need to create exact shapes of it. Not try to, like create a fir tree maybe or some plants. None of that. Right now it's only white brush strokes. For center part, there we have a waterfall in the future. I'm starting again with a patch of sky, and for the sky I'm not taking blue, no, it's still a little bit of blue, yes, but also it's a tiny bit of pink, and I believe blue and pink giving us a little bit unreal hue, but as for me here, I'm living in the north of Europe, so for me tropical forest also unnatural, I'd say. I never been there, and imagine like it's a touch of morning sun maybe there, so it's giving a tiny pink color on a sky. Also it's a little bit of blue. All brush strokes you're creating right now have to be vertical. This is the main idea. Just follow the motion of future water. Imagine it's heavy, it's very runny, and it's gonna fall down here in this area of paper, somewhere behind waterfall. It can be also coast visible, but again, no details, no exact details. Right now it's just colors and big shapes, big brush strokes going vertically. You can see all my mixes on palette. I put camera this way I can demonstrate to you part of my palette. My palette much bigger, by the way, than this, but I will try to keep all mixes visible for you. And also take a look. While I'm mixing acrylic on palette, I don't have extra water there. As a medium, I'm using only water right now, so we don't need to use retarder, none of that. But also be careful with water. Today we use water only when we're switching color to color. I mean, if you was using dark mixes, really juicy and beautiful, and you have to switch to the white, yes, you have to clean your brush. This way you can use color, but only for this one. For flat brushes, don't put water on your acrylic. I use those consistency I have from the tube, so it's not a watery acrylic. It's spreading not easy, I'd say, and layer really thick. You can feel like you're running out of paint really fast. Just put new portion, more paint on your palette and go with it. And right now I'm creating underpainting for future waterfall. You can see it's a beautiful blue, it's a really juicy violet, no any black there. Try to imagine line from where water falling down. It's not very horizon, not too accurate, you can see right now. It's a natural shapes, so in general it can be not too straight, not too accurate. I'm spreading colors, and from the line of falling water I'm starting with the darkest colors. As soon as I'm going down, it can get a bit more white in it, so can be a bit lighter. And on a bottom part we will have horizon part as well, there where water meets stones. We have the main waterfall here, big one, but also sometimes just try to imagine those rivers floating slow in a deep forest. Sometimes it's have like a main stream and some tiny streams going on the right and the back side. So probably we will have like a baby waterfalls on the left and the right side, and I'm gonna plan it as well right now on a stage of underpainting. And to plan it well, we have to put blue colors for it. So there where you plan to create water, you have to include blue or violet. And there where you're gonna create plants in the future, there paint mostly with the green and black. Do not use too much black, because black like eating saturation of color. As soon as this is a tropical landscape, we really need to keep all colors juicy. Don't be too scared about it. I know from the first go colors can be too saturated, but remember we will have layers of detailing on top. Of course we will cover underpainting level, but these beautiful and clear colors will give us really beautiful shine. I'm trying to tap acrylic. I'm trying to feel all the structure of canvas, trying to put nice amount of acrylic to cover everything. I don't need any shiny like a white dots here right now. Okay, underpainting level done, and from this moment we have to dry it a little bit, yes, and we're starting to detail. We're starting from the waterfall. It's really easy, trust me. You have to get your flat brush kind of wide from the start, not too wide. I mean, this brush from the set of 12 brushes, you can find it link. You can find link in the description box, and there, if you will follow it, you will find all materials I'm using for it. Basically, it's a wide enough flat brush with a sharp edge. That's why I like it. I can paint with a flat side and I can turn it for better detailing. Most important thing here, it's a consistency of acrylic. Of course you have to clean your brush, because right now look, we working with white, with a crystal clear white, but dry it after with a napkin. And you can see I'm spreading white acrylic on my palette as a kind of big circle, because this way acrylic drying faster. Don't be scared, it's still wet enough to paint, but you can see my brush strokes not long at all, because I'm running out of half dry acrylic kind of fast. And this is consistency we're looking for. This way you're starting from the line of the falling water, you're going down. Of course you will run out of white, and this way you're creating streams one by one. Try not to put white everywhere, you know, create stream here and there, but again, not everywhere. Some streams can be wider, some really small, really tiny. Look, I'm turning my brush right now and I can create another streams. Also, we can use not just a clear white, we can use a little bit of violet, a little bit of blue, give some nice tiny color into it, about splashes. Oh, it's so interesting detail here. Usually, if beginners trying to create splashes, it's dots going as a fan shape. But you will definitely ruin this motion of water, those vertical lines. Imagine you still creating splashes but still put it and keep your brush strokes vertical. It will give nice fresh shine of splashes around white streams, but it will help to you to keep motion, to keep those water moving. Oh, hopefully I'm explaining it clear enough. About baby waterfalls, here I already planned it on a previous step on underpainting layer. So I put it here on the right side, some amount of blue and violet mixed it with the green. So right now I can create some extra waterfalls from side. You can follow your own taste. You can put this extra waterfalls on the left and the right side. You can follow my way, put it only on the right side. You can go for just the mainstream. It's not that important. The most important idea of this tutorial I want to create and demonstrate to you. I want to show you how it's really simple to create water. Just keep this main motion of streams, water streams. And as soon as you will complete this tutorial, you will be able to include bigger or smaller waterfalls in your own landscapes. Doesn't matter if you're creating just forest landscape with very small waterfalls, or maybe you will go for like a Victoria waterfall with huge streams around. Technique and order of painting just the same. Deep and colorful on the paint level, and after you go with a very light and shining strokes of half dry acrylic on top. I also added details with the green. More info how to do it, what colors I used, you can find on a real-time tutorial. And also we gonna give this landscape more details on a foreground, of course. Even if leading role, main role here, going to the water, to the waterfall, let's create interesting areas around it. Imagine like we have a trees, maybe like grasses and tropical plants around. About colors, of course, colors have to be really juicy. You can see right now I already added green, more green. It's another shade of green actually. Before I used cold tone green. Right now it's a more warm tone green plus a lemon yellow. Together it sounds very beautiful. It's giving like a lime shade. And first I go with just a black color and a really thin brush. This is a line brush. You can find link for this brush also on the description box. And only now we can put extra water in a mix, because line brush not working well with half dry, with a thick consistency of acrylic. It's asking for more watery consistency, so yeah, only for tiny line brushes we have to add more water on a palette, but only from this moment. As soon as you creating silhouette of future grasses, we detailing it on top, you can create many layers really, and you can create feeling like a very deep forest with many plants. I will go with just 3 layers. First, it's a black silhouettes, like I'm planning what type of grasses and plants I'm gonna create. Next layer, I'm going with the shiny greens. It's a greens and a little bit of yellows, but I'll be careful with yellows right now, because yellow, lemon yellow plus white, perfect for tiny final detailing, like for shining accents on top. So first, I'd recommend go with a lime color, green plus lemon plus white, and only for accents go with white and lemon color together. I don't have to follow previous black lines I created on a layer before. I just put grasses on top. It's giving feeling of deep forest, those depth when we have many plants all together, kind of chaotical. I really like how this brush painting, but I don't like to mix color with it. Usually also, if I need lots of paint as a mix, I'm mixing with another brush, with just a normal brush, flat for example. And when mix done, I will take it with a line brush. One by one, look how pointy these brush strokes. I just adore this type of brushes. Long bristle giving us really long brush strokes. And that's it. You can notice lots of dots. You can notice some blue grasses, some violet grasses. And a final touches. It's like a splashes, but again, it's not going as a fun shape. It's going just up, and that's it. I'm still following the motion of the water, not trying to ruin it at all. That's it, my dear friends. I hope it was interesting to watch, and I really hope to see your paintings following my tutorials. You can share it to me through Facebook, Instagram, and a community wall on the Patreon. Don't forget hashtag PaintyKat. If you still have any questions, don't be shy to ask me here on the comments. And of course, welcome on a real-time tutorial. Link down below. Subscribe on my channel. We will have more interesting tutorials in the future. That was a PaintyKat, and I wish you all the best. Bye bye.